Notre Dame.
Charlie Weiss told us that Hughes will start this game. As we're underway on Christmas Eve, deep kickoff, and Allen electing to take it out. And he'll just get to the 20-yard line. And he missed almost 3 games at the end of the season. But a playmaker for Notre Dame. Out on the flat it goes to David Grimes on first down. Good open picks on the season, 8 in the last 4 games. Running play, Hughes, and he powers past the marker for the first down. Tackled by John Finotti, but the Irish move this football game. They spread him out here on 1st and 10 at the Notre Dame 32. Clausen has a great arm. He can make just about every throw, and there is Michael Floyd. 47th catch. He's number 2 among true freshmen in college football. Best players at the skill positions for Notre Dame are all underclassmen. Clausen looking to set up the screen to Hughes with blockers in front. And Hughes knocked down at the 41, but a Notre Dame first down.
Against this Notre Dame offense.
Clausen perfect. 4 plays, 3 first downs for Notre Dame. Here's Hughes on the ground. And he gets about 4 inside the 30 plays from upstairs. Weiss called them at the end of the season, and part of the reason Weiss says is because Haywood had a death in the family, missed some time to game plan for Navy, and then was interviewing for the Washington job leading up to the Syracuse game. Here Hughes goes nowhere as Hawaii's defensive front all over him. Adam Leonard hits him
from the Warriors.
26 sacks for Hawaii in its last 6 games. They can put pressure on the quarterback. Clausen with time to throw. That pass on the money to Tate, but he couldn't pull it in. Incomplete. It's 4th down.
Well, looks like he was bobbling the football a little bit. Never could really get his hands on it or bring it.
Trying to pin Hawaii deep. An excellent punt. And can they keep it from going into the end zone? No, it's a touchback. Sergio. Not only is Hawaii replacing Brennan, but all of its receivers, including Devon Best, who's having a fine rookie season for the Miami Dolphins, even though he was undrafted. Malcolm Lane makes the tackle, gain of about 9. You see,
he's gone south as well.
June Jones, the head coach at SMU. And movement by the left tackle, Aaron Kia.
False start on the offense, number 77. That's a 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Alexander. Ron's brother Cal is the defensive coordinator, the only school in the country with brothers as the coordinators. As the catch is made by Washington for first down. Good throw by Alexander.
Well, the only place you could really put it to season.
Alexander with a ton of time. Hawaii's given up the most sacks in the country, but Alexander with the ability to throw the football there because of protection. Play clock winding down. Here comes a blitz, but it's picked up. Alexander has a wide open man, but he throws it behind Polaris, who is open at midfield.
Well, you talk about open. He was wide open. Notre Dame chose to bring some pressure.
You see the pass defense for Notre Dame much improved the second part of the season. Hawaii led the nation in scoring a year ago, but in the middle of the pack this year. Here's Bain with a first down catch on 3rd down and long.
Well, this is an offensive unit, folks, that gave up 49 sacks this year defensively for the Fighting Irish.
Alexander not highly recruited, despite the fact he had 71 touchdowns in 2 years of junior college, which was a national JUCO record. Finds Washington here. Robert Blanton, the true freshman.
Yards that will just absolutely kill you in a game like this or facing an offense like this.
7th play of the drive coming up. This time Notre Dame gets pressure and Alexander goes down at the 42-yard line. Sacked by Kerry Neal. A lot of wind here in Honolulu. And we'll see if that affects the kicking game at all. That pass almost caught. Beautiful play by Sergio Brown to knock it down as he was Tate. And Tate forced to back up. They're caught in between the 12 and 13-yard lines. Notre Dame with its second offensive series, and we come back on Christmas Eve in Hawaii. So Hawaii, a physical defense, and they can put pressure on the quarterback, and Floyd was a little bit shaken up after that hit.
He's been battling that knee injury. It's kept him out of the lineup for a couple of weeks, but they're glad to have him back.
Notre Dame 75th in the nation in total offense. Here's a screen to the tight end, Kyle Rudolph, and down he goes at the 10-yard line. And Notre Dame minus 17 in turnover ratio in games away from Notre Dame Stadium this year. Second down at 13. Again, the pass to the back. Hughes this time, and he's out near the 19-yard line. They got about 9
to your nice offensive package to really start this drive. Now you're kind of playing to protect yourself.
Empty set here on third down. Clausen to Hughes. And he's able to get the first down, breaking the initial tackle attempt by Jameel Dowling. So first down. I had a personnel director that I was talking with over the weekend saying, as I was coming out of this game, keep an eye on 94 for Hawaii. Keep an eye on Rudolph, too. Charlie Weiss says he might be better than both Jason Fabini and John Carlson, who are both in the NFL. He caught that one. Desmond Thomas gave a Notre Dame record for freshman tight ends in terms of catches. Here's Hughes, big hole. Elamimian in there along with C.J. Allen-Jones to bring him down. A handful there for Hughes.
Well, you were talking about future pros, and Notre Dame, they've had some good ones at the tight end position, but this kid right here, Kyle Rudolph, 6'6", 252 pounds, 27 receptions on the season. We talked to Charlie Weiss. He said this may be the best one of them all. They've had some talented ones move on to the NFL, but this kid is going to be special.
And again, for those of you just joining us, the reason that Charlie Weiss is coaching from upstairs is he has two knees that need surgery. And the right knee is so bad, he's in so much pain that he wants to be able to sit down and coach from the press box. He only used the crutches in one game this year as Hughes just buries into a couple of defensive backs, including Desmond Thomas, and gets to the 30-yard line.
When they go right behind Eric Olson, all 6'4", 303 pounds of him, the left guard of Notre Dame.
On the draw, Hughes looking for a hole, not there. Grabbed from behind by John Finotti for a loss on the play.
Well, Finotti was about in the backfield at the handoff. Nice get off. And a guy that plays with a nice low center of gravity, but that's what you got to do to a guy like Robert Hughes or any Notre Dame back in this game. If they get going downhill, they're going to have some success. But you make them make that initial move in the backfield and kind of redirect themselves. Now you got a chance for some other helmets, the green helmets, to show up.
James Aldridge in the game for the first time at running back. Clausen fakes it to him. Surveys the field and finds Tate, breaks a tackle. Flag down. Tate gets a block from Grimes. And pushed out of bounds inside the 5.
Well, we told you Golden Tate was a playmaker, but this one may come back. It's right in that area of holding on Notre Dame, so we'll see.
Personal foul
against Hawaii. Well, Hawaii, you want to play bend but don't break here. Just hold Notre Dame to a field goal attempt.
Well, they did bend. We'll see if they break. First and goal. It's Hughes. And it's a touchdown for Notre Dame.
This is uncharted waters for Hawaii. They outscore. Usually they're the ones scoring first. 85 points to 57 against their opponents. They're usually the ones doing the damage early in the first quarter.
87-yard drive that started with a 3-yard loss on the first play from scrimmage of that possession. Point after is good by Brandon Walker. Notre Dame on the board first on Christmas Eve here in Honolulu. Notre Dame kicking off after the touchdown. There's Torres on the return. And tackled near the 27-yard line. Hawaii football on its 28-yard line. Here's Bain, and good job by Sergio Brown to get up a tackle and make the play for the Irish.
And that's what you want to do. You see
here, even the first 2 days of practice scheduled for Honolulu were all put in place prior to their arrival. Here's Alexander, gets drilled back at the 21 by true freshman Ethan Johnson.
When you got to get rid of them.
Coming off a big game against USC, he had 5 tackles and a sack. And Notre Dame really struggled in that game. Nearly intercepted by Kyle McCarthy. But incomplete. Hawaii goes 3 and out. And Notre Dame blocks it. Sergio Brown blocked it for the Irish. And they'll get good field position after all on the block punt. And that is another block allowed by Hawaii. That's the 3rd by Notre Dame and the 4th surrendered by Hawaii. There's a flag down though.
Puts him right up the center of the formation right there, and he gets to the punter's foot, and you don't want to get all the way there. You want to catch it just as it's coming off the punter's foot. Excellent job by Sergio Brown.
Let's see what the penalty.
A hot offense, I might add.
Play fake. Clausen looking downfield. Now Clausen takes off and slides back to the original line of scrimmage. Let's go back to the studio and say hello to Kevin
here in Bristol. Enjoy the sun.
Hey, 46, not bad.
Merry Christmas, Kev.
I was actually at that game on Sunday in New England when it was about 20 degrees and a blizzard. Here's Armando Allen. Only 1 incompletion by Clausen, and that was a drop. Handoff to Allen on 3rd down and 5. Curious call there to run it. They lost yardage. Opportunity because of the injury to Bledsoe. Weiss went downstairs and continued to call plays from the field. Aaron Bain on the return, tripped up by Sergio Brown, who had the blocked punt, and the subsequent penalty makes the tackle at the 18-yard line. Capital One dominated this game yardage-wise, but only leading 7-0. And taking off Greg Alexander. And he gets about 4 or 5 yards. Tackled at the 23.
Oh, we talked about how calm that Coach Charlie Weiss was yesterday in meeting with him, but this is him earlier, or yesterday, getting a lay. Had a luau that they had on the beach. This is nice.
And you see the crutches there. Charlie came into our meeting with him yesterday and could barely move. And he said he's really looking forward to getting that right knee operated on in about 5 days, and then the left knee will be operated on in February, and said he may have to coach from a golf cart for the entire spring practice. On 2nd down, that pass tipped at the line, incomplete. It was Harrison Smith who made the play for Notre Dame.
Well, it's been everything short and underneath from Greg Alexander in this football game or here in the first half. And now at some point, just to back Notre Dame off you, you're going to have to throw the football down the field, threaten them deep, just so that they respect the fact that you can do that. Now you come back to the underneath stuff to Michael Washington and the other slot receivers, but you've got to take care of some things down the field.
Hawaii's been faced with 3 third downs of 10 yards or more, so they'll take this 3rd and 5. They're 1 for 3 on those conversion attempts, and in trouble, the quarterback Alexander, and he somehow gets out of there, and then he ran into his own man. He ran into David Farmer, and then Ethan Johnson caught up with him for his 2nd sack of the game.
Boy, he was dancing, and defensive backs were trying to get there.
Most sacks in the country. The last punt by Grasso was blocked. Gets this one away. Tate fields it at the 38. spins out of a tackle. And up to the 47-yard line. Again, good starting field position here for Notre Dame from its 47-yard line. Allen. Big hole. And it closes after he got the first down to the 42.
And the coordinator was right there, and if you had questions, you could go right to him.
Again, first time Charlie Weiss has done this in some time as Grimes makes the catch and gets about 6 or 7 yards. Last time was when Drew Bledsoe. What about the fact that, yes, Charlie Weiss is calling plays, but Mike Haywood, the offensive coordinator, is still on the field today?
Well, that's the interaction you get. You can come still talk to a guy on the sideline if you're Jimmy Clausen. Right. If something you have questions, Mike Haywood is still there, who has
plays. This was the first year that he had given up that play calling.
It's kind of one of those wink-wink type answers from him. I get the feeling that Charlie Weiss will be back on the sideline and calling plays for Notre Dame next season.
Clausen hit Grimes off his hands, incomplete.
Well, you don't see that from David Grimes much, the senior receiver. There you go.
Again, all day to throw for Clausen. Finds Tate across the middle. Inside the 15-yard line. Well, we knew that Jimmy Clausen had a strong arm. He is showing it off. Tate only a sophomore. Goes again on a 1,000-yard season as Clausen goes to the end zone for Grimes. Great catch! Touchdown, Notre Dame!
And the result was a touchdown reception. I don't know what Jameel Dowling was thinking, and he's a senior. You don't expect to have that happen as with a defensive back.
Extra point is good as Jimmy Clausen has his 21st touchdown pass, only the second Notre Dame quarterback to eclipse the 20 touchdown mark. Brady Quinn, the other.
Notre Dame is very much in rhythm, both offensively and defensively.
Torres on the return past the 30-yard line. Make that Malcolm Lane on the return. Excellent. Out to the 45-yard line.
Yesterday said that their body of work was done before they got to Hawaii, so it allowed them to be relaxed, and they're certainly playing that way.
That pass tipped and nearly intercepted on first. Alexander in trouble again and did well to get positive yardage. Still haven't run a play in Notre Dame territory. They're now faced with a third down.
There comes a point in receivers and not at defensive linemen that are in your face. You've got to just block all that stuff out and play football.
Here comes a blitz. The screen pass thrown right at the blitz, and extra effort by Greg Salas for the Hawaii first down, and then a penalty flag comes in late. He's played in this game. It's been pretty chippy. They got into it with Cincinnati, got into it with Houston one time.
It was ugly a couple of years ago against my alma mater after the game was over.
Alexander looking deep. Great layout and catch by Bain for the first down to the 25.
Boy, a quarterback's dream, a wide receiver that makes plays and catches with his hands. And Aaron Bain
with an interception return for a touchdown. They had a safety as well in that fourth quarter before losing. Alexander going to take off. He's got room to run. He doesn't like to slide, and he doesn't there. To the 10-yard line.
Excellent high school shortstop. And
another pass play. Alexander finds Bay, breaks the tackle. Touchdown!
Coming in here, stealing one in the fourth quarter. Now the next name opponent, Notre Dame, shows up, and fans are into this one.
Daniel Kelly's extra point, good.
It's pretty good here in the stadium.
Might actually cool it down a little bit. little humid. Here's Golden Tate on the kick return for Notre Dame. Dropped at the 21-yard line. It's also the most isolated population center on the planet. Did you know that?
I did know that. Kim Belton told me that one.
Clausen back to throw again on the money to Grimes. Down at the 28-yard line. He'll come up a couple of yards shy of the first down. Beautiful throw again, though, by the Notre Dame sophomore quarterback.
It's going to be a nice football game.
I'm interested to watch North Carolina, West Virginia. One more chance to watch Pat White in college. Ronald Hughes gets the call. He's going to be close to the first down. We'll see where they spot it on forward progress. Adam Leonard, first-team all-WAC performer, along with solid
team in the country.
You would think, though, somewhere in the National Football League, there are some scouts salivating about him as perhaps a receiver. And Tate, wide open. Clausen throws the bomb. It's going to be a Notre Dame score.
Well, throughout the course of this season, we've had the opportunity to see a few players grow up right before our eyes. And I think we're witnessing Jimmy Clausen grow up as a quarterback and have his coming out party in Hawaii. What better place to have it than right here in Hawaii?
69-yard touchdown pass by Clausen, who was the #1 high school senior coming out a couple years ago. Even Charlie Weiss said that next year he'll have a challenge from Dane Christ, another highly recruited guy who's
back. You fought, had a nice drive. Now go get you some points.
Take a look at our Athletic trivia question. Who was the last Notre Dame quarterback to win a bowl game? Remember, the Irish have lost 9 straight bowl games going back to the 1994 Cotton Bowl when they beat Texas A&M.
I know who this is, and I know his jersey number.
This is one you might not think, unless you're a diehard Notre Dame fan.
You gotta go back a ways.
Yep.
Can we give a hint, like what bowl game it happened in?
It's not. Well, I already did.
Which one?
Texas A&M
in the what bowl? Cotton Bowl.
Back in 1994. Muffed return by Lane, but then he scoops. And he gets across the 20 to about the 22.
Same to keep pace with Notre Dame.
A rare running play to Polaris in a big hole. Out to the 38-yard line. Tackled by David Bruton after a gain of about 16.
Boy, you're talking about a rare run.
It was actually Ron Lee, the offensive coordinator in his first year, spent the last 9 years as the wide receivers coach. Here's a shovel pass to Polaris. So 2 straight plays with Polaris touching the ball. Prior to that, Alexander had all the yards for Hawaii, both passing and rushing. Tackle. Pressure coming, and Alexander's pass right there to Salas. He stepped out at the 50, but he got the first down. As again, Notre Dame sends Harrison Smith on the blitz.
Boy, that's plenty of off-season work right there in spring practice. If it jailbreaks, nobody to catch up with.
Nice play by Richardson on the shovel pass. Minimal gain there for Kealoha Polaris.
Notre Dame.
A windy evening here in Honolulu.
It's picked up a little bit.
Alexander goes down again. Sacked at the 41-yard line.
Man, you've got to throw the football.
And it's almost impossible to complete that.
Makes those big guys up front a little ticked off, too.
4th sack allowed by Hawaii. Pressure again. It's picked up. Alexander unloads, underthrown now and intercepted. David Bruton with the pick, and he's got some blockers in front. And then he passes the ball, laterals it to McCarthy. Flags down, and McCarthy gets an extra 10 yards after the lateral to the 50-yard line.
Maybe a block in the back.
Got impacted by the swirling winds. It hung up there, and Alexander certainly has a strong arm, but it was well underthrown. Now Jimmy Clausen back to work, having maybe his best day as a collegiate. And he throws another strike. Kyle Rudolph into Hawaii territory to the 43.
out of it. He's going to the outside where the one-on-one matchups occur. He is in tune with what's going on.
Here's Kamara. And again, good yardage, most of it coming on the run after the catch. Gain of about 8. Adam Leonard pushed him out. Let's go back to our Affleck trivia question. The last Notre Dame quarterback to win a bowl game. We mentioned it was 94, the Cotton Bowl against Texas A&M. You think you got it, right? You think you know it?
I think I know it. After this play, we'll give the answer.
That's not Ron Paulus. That's what I thought, but it's not him. He is, by the way, on the Notre Dame coaching staff. Here's 2nd and 2. Clausen going deep. Jump ball for Floyd. And he got it, and then he lost it at the last second. He had it, and then it came out as he hit the ground, incomplete.
Well, I like the effort because it was great coverage.
Big 3rd and 1 here. Hawaii needs to come up with a play. And they do at the point of attack as James Aldridge gets clocked by Ryan Mouton, who's back on the field. We'll see if Notre Dame elects to go for it here on 4th down.
2:43. You've got a 21-7 lead just before halftime. No doubt where the football is on the 35-yard line or just past it. No doubt that Charlie Weiss is going to go for it here. And I agree totally.
It's play action. Clausen in trouble. Airs it out. Rudolph got free. Pulled it in. 1st and goal, Notre Dame.
Don't know if I agree with the play call, but I did agree with going for it on 4th and 1. What was it that head coach Greg McMackin, when we talked to him earlier this week, what was the first thing he preached?
Back to the Affleck trivia question. Brady Quinn was 0-3 in bowl games, granted a couple BCS bowls when they were not the better team and lost. Ron Paulus was 0-2. I actually thought that he was the one, and it was Kevin McDougal.
Kevin McDougal got it done against the Aggies in the 94 Cotton Bowl.
But the way Jimmy Clausen's playing right now,
he's getting it done today.
Notre Dame's going to end that 9-game bowl losing streak. And if the Irish somehow win this game, they'll be calling him Jimmy Santa Clausen. And,
little luck of the Irish on that last play, as well as Kyle Rudolph made a nice play for Jimmy Clausen.
Hughes trying to get to the outside. Great play in the backfield by Adam Leonard. First team all-WAC linebacker the last 2 seasons.
Boy, he has got a great sense of where prospect for sure.
Turned himself into a mid to late round draft prospect. Here's an end around and looking to pass his Allen. He's going to lose yardage. Snuffed out by Brashton Satele back near the 20. In the first half, maybe Notre Dame took too much time off the clock. Clausen looking end zone. Touchdown! What a throw by Clausen to Golden Tate with 1 second left in the half.
Dropped it in a bucket in the corner of the end zone. Jimmy Clausen let up.
And again, look at the time. 1 second in the half.
That's to the head coach's satisfaction right there.
3rd touchdown pass for Clausen.
Boy, did he drop this in the arms of Golden Tate. Watch this double coverage. Nice throw.
Clausen already at 300 yards passing. Their respective units. Again, Weiss with 2 knee operations upcoming, and so he's in a lot of pain and wanted to stay in the press box to coach this game. First play for Hawaii is a 1st down. Aaron Bain into Notre Dame territory to the 44.
Well, we talked about getting the football to your playmakers, and Aaron Bain Scored the only Hawaii touchdown in that first half.
And look at these numbers. Average yards per play, 9 and 5 of 20 yards or more for Notre Dame.
This is a team, Hawaii, that averages 245 yards passing. That's down from a year ago, but look at that, just 86 yards in the first half.
Notre Dame 75th in the country in total offense entering this game. And that pass thrown in the dirt, and then it popped up into the air and incomplete. I think it hit the shoe of the intended receiver, Polaris, and then it was almost caught by a lineman.
Popped up and have a lineman become the recipient.
Batted down by Neal on 2nd down and 10. And Sergio Brown in there as well on the quarterback, Greg Alexander.
When he has
a 6 on 3rd down. Pressure coming again. Alexander going down again. Sacked in Hawaii territory by Darius Fleming. I think Notre Dame likes to have the names on the back of the jerseys.
Well, Charlie Weiss told us in this gets to Greg Alexander.
5th sack by Notre Dame, and Hawaii blows an opportunity after, on its first play, getting into Irish territory. Grimes muffed the punt. And Grimes got it back, though, at the 12-yard line. That could have been a potential game changer had Hawaii come up with it. Capital One.
Cal Golden Bears.
Jimmy Clausen back to work, 300 yards, only 3 incompletions in the first half. They'll run the ball with Hughes. And that's where it started to go wrong for Hawaii in the first half. Their inability to stop the run, which then opened up the pass game for Notre Dame. Elamimian. Boy, this is, I don't know about you, but I think by far the best game, at least the best first half plus that Notre Dame's played all year, as Hughes to the 2nd level, out to the 40-yard line.
I mean, when you can run the football like that, and they're giving Jimmy Clausen plenty of time in the play action department where he can just sit back there and pick apart this defense. That's where it's happening, up front for Notre Dame.
Here comes some pressure by Hawaii, and the pass set up beautifully. There goes Allen down the sideline. All the way inside the 20-yard line. John Finotti, a defensive lineman, maybe saved the touchdown of the 19.
Oh, this
fun as well as to play a football game has helped these guys. They look relaxed. They've played that way. And Jimmy Clausen's just doing what he did in high school. Lighten it up. Hughes hit hard by Elamimian. And Fale Laeli.
Relaxed and having fun all game long.
Hughes hit in the backfield. Gets maybe a yard or 2 as he drags Robinson.
To shake his confidence.
Clausen on 3rd and 9. Finds Allen. 1st down and more. Touchdown, Notre Dame. Again on 3rd and long.
Well, you talk about explosive plays and an explosive player. Armando Allen, just a sophomore. Check this one out. And a good job by Jimmy Clausen buying time in the screen game, and now it's just all Armando Allen. Big fella's blocking. Chris Stewart out in front throwing some nice blocks. Man, I tell you what, Charlie Weiss has got to be proud of his bunch right now.
4 touchdowns passing for Clausen. Point after is good.
Barbecue on the beach. They just seem really, really relaxed. That might be the recipe for coming to play in this bowl game.
Remember the last time Hawaii played a game here, they took Cincinnati to the wire. Cincinnati won the Big East. Sergio Brown takes down the return man shy of the 20.
You can't do that if you're on your backside.
Just a 4-man rush for Notre Dame, and they still get pressure. Alexander takes off and gets maybe 6 or 7 and a penalty flag as Harrison Smith came in there late.
Yep. This may go against Hawaii. One of those big offensive linemen coming in late.
After the play was over, dead ball personal foul on the offense.
You're right.
Number 62. A foul is penalized. Half the distance to the goal.
That's Keith Asun.
Second down.
Alexander slings it to Malcolm Lane, who made the catch at the 20.
Big if you're a defensive coordinator like Corin Brown.
Alexander forced out of the pocket again, but he's got Bain. He stays on his feet, then fumble the ball. Recovered by Bruton, Notre Dame ball.
All right, now Hawaii cannot buy a break.
We're closing in on a career high in passing yards for the sophomore quarterback for Notre Dame. Hughes thrown back at the 47-yard line by Solomon. Out on the flat it goes, and Michael Floyd steps out at the 45, and now a penalty flag. Late hit going to be called.
Going to get an additional 15, little late hit along the sideline on Michael Floyd, and this the officials trying to reel this thing in. It's getting a little ugly on the Hawaii side, so they are definitely trying to reel this thing in and kind of keep this within the rules here.
After the play was over, dead ball, personal foul on the defense, late hit out of bounds. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. Automatic first down.
Oh, here.
Notre Dame's season high in scoring this year is 38. They may surpass it on this possession. Hughes looking for a hole and stood up by David Vekune. First time we really called it
for that penalty is issue.
So second down and 14 for Clausen. Here comes pressure. Clausen in trouble. Elamimian got him at the 40.
We've watched Adam Leonard make an outstanding play, as well as Solomon Elamimian, their middle linebacker, and he
6-year-old record. Some think he might be undersized to play linebacker at the next level.
Well, you know, he's listed at 6 foot. There's an amazing amount of linebackers you see in the NFL on Sunday.
And there's a lot of guys in the NFL who can throw that pass. And Jimmy Clausen might be one of them someday. What a beautiful throw to Golden Tate for the score.
I think Jamil Dow shot Solomon Elamimian.
One after is good. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
More throws like this out of Jimmy Clausen, and he'll have a shot. Big time shot at the next level. Beauty on a lot of levels tonight in Hawaii. What a throw. And over 400 yards passing. Malcolm Lane on the kick return for Hawaii. And again fails to get to the 20. Sergio Brown there for the Irish. All right, time for some huli chicken in Ken Maeda.
Chicken, huh?
That means flip-flop in Hawaiian. You might want to flip-flop your flight and stay around and have some of that. Here's Pilaris on the run, gets upended as a flag flies in. Rayshawn McNeil made the hit for Notre Dame.
Got a flag down here.
Holding.
And a holding penalty against Hawaii. They would.
So a first down for Hawaii, backed up inside its 10. That pass tipped. And almost caught by
for Charlie Weiss.
So second and 19. Alexander finds Washington across the middle. Dragged down by Harrison Smith at the 15. Going to bring up third down and long. Well, LSU with more losses than any other national championship in some 60 years. Michigan goes 3-9. We saw them early in the year. Didn't think that they'd lose 9 games at that point.
That high-powered Oklahoma machine offensively. 702 points scored. Breaks the FBS record that Hawaii set 2 years ago. Yeah, Sam Bradford winning the Heisman on his way to playing a national championship game.
Movement is one of the wide receivers. It was Malcolm Lane on the near side who moved.
Dead ball. False start. Number 89 on the offense. That's a 5-yard penalty.
Saban named AP Coach of the Year. Third down and long for Alexander. And he's got Washington for the first down and more. Into Notre Dame territory before he's shoved out of bounds by David Bruton.
That's what we expected to see most of the game from Hawaii. You know, you get the football to the playmaker.
Inside handoff. Daniel Liebrecht touching it for the first time in the game, and he gets another first down for the Warriors.
Well, head coach Greg McMackin, this is what you want to see. You don't want your football team to fold the 10 up. This is an offense that can get yourself back, get back in this football game, score quickly, get some turnovers on defense, and you're right back in this, baby. You guys, right now, every possession of the importance for Hawaii.
Alexander moving to his left. He's got Greg Salas in the open field. Another Hawaii first down.
In this offense, Dave, there's always a place to go with the football. You've just got to identify where.
For him to return for a 6th year. And he knows that. Over the middle, the pass is pulled in. And Bain gets away from the defender. And he's in. Touchdown, Hawaii.
No quitting the Warriors.
One after is good. Touchdowns, 3 of them to Tate. But Hawaii with a touchdown on the last play. Armando Allen for Notre Dame. And a big return. The kicker to beat. There he goes. Down the sideline. This is going to be a touchdown for Notre Dame.
Just when you thought Hawaii was going to get themselves back in this football game, Notre Dame, they're playing with a different speed level. They're playing with somewhat of a swagger and certainly with a tremendous amount of confidence. And right here, Armando Allen, just a foot race to the end zone.
His first kickoff return for a touchdown. It was 96 yards. His previous long was 53.
This is impressive for Notre Dame.
All 3 phases, they have dominated. Offense, defense, special teams, and now Brandon Walker on for the point after. It's 49-14.
All players. Well, you know what? We've witnessed that from Notre Dame. Now it's going out handpicking areas of need for Charlie Weiss and his coaching staff, and that's where they're concentrating this recruiting class.
There's Malcolm Lane on the return, and what a great play again by Sergio Brown. He's been terrific on special teams. He's got a block.
Toys in your bicycle right now.
Greg Alexander back to work. Flanker screen to Malcolm Lane and the Irish all over it. Harrison Smith made the play. He would coach from upstairs, and so too much pain for him to stay on the field. As that pass is incomplete. This is something Weiss has not done since he was an offensive coordinator with the Patriots prior to Tom.
Freshmen that are contributing, and this is the building blocks to something special for Notre Dame.
Another sack coming. Alexander goes down to the 10. Nathan Johnson along with Maurice Crum, who's playing in his final game at Notre Dame.
Coming to town here in their own backyard, and it has been Notre Dame, and more Notre Dame.
Penalty coming, though, as the punter was hit. And Tate gets away from one man and then just shoves the defender down. Breaks another tackle. Golden Tate is loose. Tate might score. It's probably coming back because of the penalty, but it's fun to watch nonetheless. If you're a Notre Dame fan, touchdown Irish.
I got roughing the kicker. We're gonna do it all over again. I got rough.
Early indication.
Personal foul on the defense, number 27, roughing the kicker.
This year, though, A lot of people thought that they would beat Notre Dame, but the offense back on the field after the penalty. And of course, another WAC team, Boise State, with another undefeated run this year in the regular season, but losing last night to TCU as Leon Wright Jackson gets the call and gets maybe a yard.
Golden Tate, another sophomore, just returned that punt.
Good throw by Alexander, caught for a first down by Bain at the 39-yard line. Well, one of the venue, but they're starting to get some of those, and you obviously got to thank June Jones if you're a Hawaii fan and what he did for this program. Polaris near the first down marker at the 49.
Those big offensive linemen are just continuing.
Not having a lot of fun watching this. Part of his heart still here in Honolulu, even though now he's the head coach at SMU. And his good friend Greg McMacken, who was his defensive coordinator last year, certainly this has got to be agonizing watching this as Alexander takes off and will come up short of the first down by about a yard.
They're just short of a first down as we inch closer to the fourth quarter here.
Alexander with a nice throw again. Lane on the catch into Notre Dame territory for the first down with 2 seconds to go in the quarter.
We'll get one more play here before we turn things around and go the other direction. But you got to credit Greg Alexander. He's been hit, bumped, bruised, and still in there slinging it for Hawaii.
Or ASAP holiday shopping. You didn't like that one? Here's Polaris on the run on first down for Hawaii, down 49-14 in this game. Alexander looking deep. Pass overthrown, incomplete. Malcolm Lane, the intended receiver. And Notre Dame looks relaxed playing, and
it's just a little bit too strict. We allowed them to have some fun. They did, and boy, I tell you what, they played well today.
And another sack coming up. Take your pick. About 4 Irish there. Quinn, Brown, Smith, all over the quarterback Alexander.
56 sacks on the year.
Prime signals for the fair catch, and he's got it at the 15 for Notre Dame.
Move on to the NFL. Additional time for them to work on their games.
Those are not the guys, though, that have shined for Notre Dame. It's the youngsters. And when scouts watch games, they don't normally keep their eyes on guys that aren't coming out, but they'll remember.
Going into next season, there'll be some competition in the spring. He'll be pushed by Chris, the freshman.
He is grabbed in the backfield and thrown down at the 20.
Last 6 games, he's thrown 13 interceptions, and now he's been unbelievable today.
And again, all day to throw. Pass broken up there, intended for Hughes. Great punt. And fair caught by Bain at the 32. It's always tough for a Notre Dame team to handle the ups and downs. Alexander to throw on first down, finds Salas, and he gets about 14, tackled by Robert Blanton.
Well, it's a well-thrown football from Greg Alexander. As he's trying to get his team, they need quick scores, and the ball back in some fashion by the defense. They're going to have to score every possession to get themselves back in this one.
May not even get 5 possessions here in the final 11 and a half. Alexander in trouble again and sacked again. 8th sack for Notre Dame. Scott Smith gets credited with a sack this time.
Well, it's just taking the receivers a little long to get in them off with a sense of urgency.
And it just seemed like that from the get-go with Hawaii. That pass in the dirt. They'll bring up third down and long. And Notre Dame coming here. Alexander overthrows Salas on third down and long.
Dangerous punt return.
He had that punt return for a score that was called back. He does have 3 receiving touchdowns in this game. He's going to let this one bounce at the 25, and it takes a Notre Dame hop. Crawley 3 passes this year after playing in 8 games and starting 2 last year, getting a chance to play as a senior. And a running play. Jonas Gray gets a couple of yards.
I wonder if Evan Sharpley thought next season.
Here's Gray, and a big hole for Jonas Gray out near midfield for the freshman from Michigan. Here's Gray again, and this time Hawaii's got him in the backfield. Well, we've seen good quarterback play out of Clausen tonight. Should see some in that game as well, as Sharpley is going to go down back at the 42-yard line. Adam Leonard. Here's 3rd down and 17. Camara. And he gets a few yards, and Notre Dame will boot it away. Calvin Roberts on the tackle. Well, you talk about young talent at Notre Dame. How about Nate Montana, son of Joe? The freshman, 6'4", 200 pounds.
Remember back when Joe Montana played in the Cotton Bowl. He came from behind. The hypothermia went in. They gave him some soup, came out in the second half, and brought him back against the University of Houston. A long time. He was having come from behind victories a long time ago.
You know, it's interesting how you see some kids that, like Ralph Sampson, who doesn't go to where his father played, but elects to go to Minnesota instead of Virginia. And then you have, in football, you have Nate Montana follow his father, Joe, to the place where he played. Notre Dame, always hard to follow in your father's footsteps wherever you go, but you would imagine especially tough to go to your dad's school.
Clausen's kind of, it's not even 1 and 1A. Clausen's the 1.
Yeah, pretty impressive in this one as Alexander just throws that round. And nobody around there. And bowl records for Notre Dame, 401 yards through the air, 5 touchdowns, only 4 incompletions, and one of those clearly was a drop by Tate as that pass by Alexander too long for Greg Salas.
And Greg Alexander took a shot. Didn't get the number of that vehicle that hit him. It looked like Scott Smith, the outside linebacker for Notre Dame, and he put a big-time shot on Greg Alexander.
Now Clausen from Westlake Village, California. Kristen, Montana are also from the state of California. And maybe finally, after all the talk about these great recruiting classes that had not lived up to billing just yet, we're starting to see it in this game. Can they use this as a springboard to success next year? That's the big question.
Yeah, you might want to start surfing and doing little cookouts and things of that sort. The water slides and all that during the year. No, he's coming.
And he's already on his way down for this game to talk to his team afterwards. He stayed up there at halftime and had his coordinators talk to their respective units. They're caught by Grimes at the 41. Fireworks going off here in Honolulu as Notre Dame is going to end a 9-game bowl losing streak. All Irish on Christmas Eve.
As you want to call it, and the younger players, they feel like this is the start. This is something new, something to build on going forward. So both feel that they were part of it.
Camara out in the flat, gets out to about the 47-yard line. Merry Christmas, by the way, Andre.
Same to you, my man. Florida, when you look at them, they just went toe-to-toe with Alabama, a very physical football team. Urban Meyer will try to make it that way. Oklahoma will try to pick the edges. I guess I'm dancing around. And I think I like Florida in the football world.
Even though you picked Oklahoma to win the national title.
McCoy having an outstanding season. The completion percentage. He has had a magical season for the Longhorns.
You were at the Heisman Trophy ceremony as Gray is hit in the backfield as Sam Bradford won it. Were you surprised?
Over 700 points of offense, and you're the leader in doing that. It's kind of hard to ignore.
This is a time of year where you start to talk a lot about the April NFL draft because scouts and personnel directors and GMs, as the ball is fumbled but recovered by Notre Dame, you've had a full season now to evaluate talent, and a lot of people saying Tebow's looking into it to see what the NFL folks think of him at the next level as a quarterback before deciding whether to return to Florida. Good punt coverage by Notre Dame as Nazca gets hit by Brute at the 20-yard line. So Mike Haywood, the send-off to Miami of Ohio, the Notre Dame offensive coordinator coaching his last game of the Irish. He'll head up the Miami Redhawks next year. Notre Dame's going to win this one. And Jimmy Clausen, the first to greet his head coach. Clausen's best day as a collegiate. And Charlie Weiss probably been under fire more than any other coach in college football the last 2 years.
I think he's getting a Gatorade bath. He should have stayed in that press box a little bit longer. They're actually getting him with a Gatorade now. We saw Mike Haywood take his Gatorade bath. Now it's Charlie Weiss.
Weiss will have surgery on that right knee next week, and then the left knee sometime in February. That's the knee he hurt against Michigan, but he told us the right knee is far worse, as the new quarterback players should be over there trying to make a tackle or something. Well, he said one of the strength guys would definitely step in front, the other would step away, is how he put it. Nice run there. Secret Service, so it was in Hawaii earlier this week. Weiss might need some help down there. A little extra protection. Good toss by Funaki. Finds Greg Salas into Notre Dame territory at the 42. Game, and they'll celebrate over Christmas and the New Year. A winning season and a victory essentially in a road game for all intents and purposes here at Hawaii. The last bowl victory for them was against Texas A&M. 24-21. Lou Holtz was the head coach as they won the 1994 Cotton Bowl. McDougal was the winning quarterback. He threw for just over 100 yards in that game, and they won. Jimmy Clausen throws for over 400 yards in this game here tonight, and Notre Dame's going to win it over Hawaii.
Different way of getting it done, but the same result. Win.
A bowl record for Notre Dame, the previous high back in the Sugar Bowl some 16 years ago against Florida. Pass on the money to Washington for another Hawaii first down. And for the Warriors in a losing effort, Aaron Bain had a great night with 8 catches and 2 touchdowns. He's a senior from Oahu.
This is a note for
McMacken. You know, Tyler Gronke was supposed to be the guy. He was the backup to Colt Brennan the last few years. Started a couple of games when Brennan was hurt in 2007, but he had some off-the-field issues. Right on cue, Andre Ware. How about that throw by Funaki? Touchdown to Washington. .25-second play clock either. Kelly able to put it through. 49-21.
They know SportsCenter's next.
Onside kick attempt. Flag flies in as Tate recovers in, but I think Notre Dame will take it.
I think you're right.
Sharpley will take a knee. We'll have to do it. 2 BCS Bowls in his first 2 years. Lost to Ohio State in the Fiesta Bowl and then in the Sugar Bowl the following year. Back in the bowl game this year. Gets a bowl win, and now
I'm winning like this one.
That'll do it.
That will do it.
Notre Dame beats Hawaii 49-21. That 9-game bowl losing streak is now just a memory. Jimmy Clausen the story. 401 yards through the air and 5 touchdowns. Weiss coached from the press box and had a bird's eye view of a Notre Dame thrashing of Hawaii 49-21. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. SportsCenter is up next. Tune in to ESPN News for our postgame extra here in a few moments. For Andre Ware, Our entire production crew on Dave Pash. Merry Christmas and aloha from Honolulu. SportsCenter is now